Hello, everyone. My name is Nick Infernus, and welcome back to another comic book review. Continuing on the Phase 4 train, Phase 1 train, let's skip ahead 2 movies to Captain America, the First Avenger. For those who may not know, Captain America is my favorite superhero of all time from both Marvel and DC. I know he doesn't really have any crazy powers outside of, high endurance, speed, and super strength and all that. But what makes him my favorite is mainly just his moral compass and how he's willing to stand up for what he believes in. That being said, I don't really believe he started out with the best movie. I don't think this movie is bad by any means. In fact, compared to the rest of Phase 1, it's actually pretty good. But compared to his later 2 movies that the Russo brothers directed, this one falls just a little bit short. Let's start out with what I like about this movie. For one, this movie started a trend that I really like about the MCU, where every time they explore a different culture, time period, or go to a different country, they always seem to nail the feel and the culture of it. With time periods, especially ones in the 20th century, it's especially easy because we have actual records of what it was like back then, but it's still worth commending how easily they're able to nail the feel of it. A lot of it's with the music and just the scenery, but it really does feel like you're in 1940s New York. That, and like I was saying earlier, Steve Rogers is someone who I would consider an inspiring figure. Hell, he's probably even a pretty good role model as well. He starts out as just this kind of short and scrawny kid who really wants to be a part of the war, and through his courage and his bravery, he is selected to take the super soldier serum. Now, of course, the general wanted one of the more tough alpha males to get it, and in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, he would definitely get his wish. Hello, John Walker. But Dr. Erskine chose Steve because there was more to him than, just his brawn or lack thereof. And there's something about that. It really shows what a good moral compass can do for you. And also, I know I originally said in my ranking that the Red Skull was uninteresting. I'd say once you get past the first act, he does become a lot more interesting with a lot of his ideas regarding super soldiers, how they basically have the power of the gods and are superior to everyone else. A an idea that Steve does not possess, thankfully, because no kidding, dude's got a good heart. But speaking of the first act, that's probably one of my biggest complaints about this movie, is that it's not really until Steve gets the super soldier serum that things really start to pick up. Well, yeah, he does have some nice moments at the camp, like when he, knocks over the flagpole to get the flag when, everyone else tried to climb it and failed. Or when he had that little conversation with Peggy before getting into the super soldier's chamber. But other than that, a lot of it is kind of just Red Skull exposition regarding the Tesseract and just showing Steve's life before, he took the serum, which it's not bad, but there's just something missing. Another thing too is that while I don't mind them montaging through World War II, I kind of wish that they showed maybe a little bit more of it, because like the montage just goes by way too fast. Like I probably wouldn't have minded it if they had showed Steve maybe butting heads with the Red Skull a few more times before the final battle in the montage. But in general, I don't really think a montage would have worked all that well, or it doesn't work all that well. Honestly, something that would probably make the movie better is if this was set near the end of World War II, where Captain America was kind of like our last resort for the Allies. A last resort that wasn't the atomic bombs. Oh, and in the middle of the movie, an event happens that causes Peggy to form some animosity towards Steve. Yeah, I really didn't need that. I really didn't need that forced animosity to be in there. That being said, this is still a good movie and definitely one of the better movies in Phase 1. That's still not saying much because this is only getting a 3. But when compared to The Incredible Hulk and both of the movies that I skipped during this little marathon, this one this one is able to get ahead of the crowd a little bit. Not fantastic, but a good start for Captain America. Anyways, guys, that's it for my review of Captain America: The First Avenger. If you enjoyed, you know what to do. I'm not going to bore you with all the generic stuff. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, and Godspeed.